Welcome to AYATIUM. What if the world you are living in is not the final layer of reality, but a carefully constructed environment? This environment acts as a veil between what you think is real and what actually is. What if matter is not solid, time is not linear, and yourself is not confined to your body? Instead, you are a consciousness experiencing a design stage, a simulation of meaning. In the last 2 decades, leading physicists like Max Tegmark and Elon Musk have argued that the universe looks suspiciously like a programmed environment. Its laws are incredibly fine-tuned, constants never drift, and space-time behaves like code, pixelated and quantized. Everything reduces to information, not matter. Quantum physics tells us that objects do not exist as solid things until observed. They remain as probability waves, potential realities, waiting for a consciousness to collapse them into form. The universe, in other words, behaves less like machinery and more like rendering. When you zoom into a screen, pixels appear. When you zoom into the universe, Planck length appears, the smallest measurable unit of space. When GPU load increases, a low-resolution background renders first, details after. Cosmology tells us distant galaxies are low resolution, blurred like unrendered edges of a simulation. Even the refresh rate exists. The Planck time, 10 to the power of -43 seconds, is the universe's frame rate. Physics does not behave like chaos. It behaves like architecture. But maybe this is where science unknowingly walks into the threshold that ancient spiritual masters have been pointing to for over 1,000 years. Long before modern physics, Sufis called this world Dar al-Imtihan, the realm of testing, not permanence. They called dunya a mirror, a veil, a shadow of the real, a passing station for the soul. What quantum physicists call observer-dependent reality, the Quranic metaphysics already described as, we made you see only a portion of reality, so that you may reflect. In Tasawwuf, creation is not the real itself, it is a sign that points beyond itself. The physical world is not the destination. It is the classroom. If this life feels fleeting, if everything dissolves, if nothing holds still, it is because nothing here was meant to stay. The simulation is not the prison. It is the curriculum. Identity is assigned, roles are given, tests unfold, attachments are measured. You are not here to own the world, but to wake up inside it. A simulation can only have value if there is something outside it, something more real than the rendered layer itself. If dunya is the simulation, then you are not the character. You are the player. A soul experiencing embodiment. Death is not deletion. It is logout, a return to the source of perception. This is why in Sufi thought, awakening is not learning more about the world, but remembering who is looking through you. So the real question is not, is the universe a simulation? The real question is, who is the one experiencing it through you? Because if there is design, there is a designer. If there is a test, there is an evaluator. If there is a veil, there is something behind it. One day, this simulation will switch off. The scenery will fall away, the roles will dissolve, and what is left will be without the costume. The question is, when the veil is lifted, will you recognize yourself? Don't forget to subscribe AYATIUM. Follow for more cosmic secrets.